I'm Yolanda Jamison. I get asked lots of questions about what it is that I do and how I do it, and just lots of sewing related questions. So I thought one of the best ways to answer some of the questions was to just do a quick little video. One of the questions I get is, how did I learn to sew? I grew up in Mississippi with my grandparents, and I learned to sew by just watching my grandmother. She let me use her sewing machine, and I just sort of figured it out from there and have been sewing ever since. I've actually never taken a sewing class, however, I would like to at some point. Okay, and where am I located? Okay, I grew up in Mississippi, but I'm currently in Northridge, California. I'm a married mom with two pretty much grown kids, but when my kids were little, I worked in corporate America. I wanted to create a business of my own. I wanted a more flexible schedule. Okay, and with Sew Contagious, what we do is teach kids sewing. Contagious is a home-based business. I don't have a brick and mortar studio. However, I would like one, but you know, there's a thing of money, so we'll see how that goes. We teach kids sewing, we host birthday parties, Girl Scout workshops, after school enrichments, and now I'm starting to add video tutorials to my site. And so because I don't have a studio, the way that works, there are few kids that come to my house for sewing classes. For the most part, everything is done at my customer's home. So for birthday parties, Girl Scout workshops, after school enrichments, all of it, we travel to the customer. And so I would take, you know, all of the sewing machines, the fabric, notions, materials, everything that's needed. We show up with everything. So we come, we set up everything, and we take everything down and clean it all up for you. For some of the questions, the minimum age for kids sewing classes is 8 years old. They tend to be a little bit more attentive by the time they get to 8. I've had a couple 7-year-olds and it's been fine. But for the most part, I try to keep my minimum age to 8 years old. Currently, I do not have classes for adults. However, I do have the video tutorials like I just spoke of. And so on my website, it's sewcontagious.com. And so there are tutorials, they're like very basic. So even if you don't know how to thread your machine, there are tutorials on my site to help you thread your machine. And also on my website, you can leave your email address. I send out a free video tutorial for you to practice your sewing skills on. So if you haven't done that, like I said, visit sewcontagious.com, leave me your email address, and then I send out the tutorial to you every month. If there are coupons or any kind of special promotions, I would send that out to my email list. Like I said, I'm in Northridge, California, so if I'm traveling, it's all very locally, within, say, 25 miles of Northridge. We don't have the ability to travel out of state for birthday parties. However, if there were a customer willing to fund it, we would be willing to do it. Okay. And the biggest question I get is to recommend a sewing machine for young kids. Okay, and so the brother here, this one, it doesn't have to be a brother, just that for the most part, all the machines that I have for my classes are brothers. And I like them, they're really lightweight. So it's easy for us when we need to go places. If I need to transport them, they're easy enough for me to carry. And it's a top loading bobbin. So I find that the top loading bobbins are easier for kids. It's easier for me to explain to them how to load the bobbin because they can see it. So if it's a brother or Singer or Janome or whatever type of machine you get, for a child, I like the top loading bobbin better because they can see what they're doing when I'm instructing them, versus some of the other sewing machines have a side loading bobbin. This compartment would open up and then the bobbin would go inside here. And so I have a few of those, but like I said, I like the top loading bobbin for kids. It's easy, it seems easier for them to use. And then all the newer machines have numbers up here instructing you where to go in case you forget how to thread it and all of that. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's numbers all the way guiding you as to how to thread your machine, and even where the bobbin case goes. There's little arrows saying go this way and go that way. So for me, this is what I use most of in class, and like I said, I'll get more of these because I prefer these in my sewing classes. I think that's it. I think I've answered most of the questions. If there's anything else, you can feel free to leave it in the comments. Email me, Yolanda at sewcontagious.com if you have any questions. And by all means, please get on our email going on. That way I can let you know of upcoming promotions we have going on, send you coupon codes and things like that. Thanks for watching.